All right, we are talking about how the Matrix Resurrections is different from the original trilogy, specifically how Morpheus is different from the original trilogy. First, just not seeing the movie, just first off the top of my head, it's a different actor.
Well, that's probably exactly why there's a different Morpheus situation.
Right.
Because if you had Laurence Fishburne back, then you wouldn't be creating something new.
Right. Now, why couldn't they just get Laurence Fishburne back?
He's old. He's if you take a look at Laurence Fishburne is just, I think this movie would be too much for him. I mean, you could probably get him to do basic acting.
Just turn him into an android.
But no, it's him doing the acting himself maybe would be an issue. He was born in 1961, so he's actually not that old. He's 60 years old. Yeah, he could have done it.
He's not that old. Come on.
He looks, he does look, though, he's a lot heavier than he used to be.
We're going to be talking about William Shatner later, who's 90, who just went to space. So
William Shatner's a different guy, man. Different breed.
Yeah, they broke the mold when they made Shatner.
100%. Totally different guy, right? But in this situation, in this Screen Rant article, they talked to the new Morpheus, Yahya Abdul-Mateen II, who was also played the bad guy in the last Aquaman movie. And he did a really good job.
And I remember we both talked about how he was actually the best. He was a good villain. In fact, the actual villain, Orm, wasn't as good as that side villain.
Right. You're right. During the Matrix trilogy, Morpheus is the driving force of a whole lot of the action. He's the Oedipus. He's the thing that makes things move. He's the one who frees Neo. He's the believer in the one.
Right.
And he pushes this entire encounter. He pushes Neo, frankly. In a recent interview with EW, Abdul-Mateen discussed his new Morpheus. And while he remained tight-lipped on most of the story details, he did admit that his Morpheus will be a notably separate from Fishburne's, saying he will be a different iteration of the character. So this is a completely different version of that character.
It's a code, man. It's code, I'm telling you.
Okay. Well, he also revealed that the Matrix 4's Morpheus story will be one of growth and self-discovery, teasing some exciting new developments for the character. Here's the full quote, okay? I play a character who's definitely aware of the history of the Matrix and the history of Morpheus. This character, so unlike, Neo and his love interest, I just totally forgot.
Trinity.
And Trinity, who don't seem to know who each other are in the movie or in the trailer we saw. Morpheus does. He's saying right now, he understands the history of the Matrix and the history of Morpheus. This character is on a journey of self-discovery. There's a lot in our story about that growth, defining your own path. Morpheus isn't exempt from that. So is it Morpheus trying to determine that if he's going to redo his role in the Matrix? Because his purpose is, of course, to bring forth the one, right?
Yeah, I don't want to step on my possible video idea here, but we are in the members section for now. So here's the deal. I have been pushing Shane a little bit to do a Matrix video on our main channel because my theory is that this Morpheus is just code. He's like an agent, or it's possible that he's not an agent. It's possible he's like almost like the Monica Bellucci's character in the second movie, where he's like fragment code that was left over, that wasn't purged with when the Matrix rebooted, and he's like a rogue program. So either he's a rogue program and he knows that, or he's an agent. I don't think he's actually he's not based on an actual human being in the real world. Or it's a completely different thing. And what if Laurence Fishburne's in the movie, but he's in a coma plugged into the Matrix?
Huh.
What if the way they can use that character is like maybe he's old, he's hurt, and the way they use him is he's in Zion somewhere, plugged into a chair in the Matrix, guiding people out.
I mean, I guess so.
That'd be a mind F, right?
I mean, the fact that he's aware of the Matrix and he's aware of Morpheus's history, yet this is a younger version of Morpheus. So I got to tell you, I think you might be right here, because this Morpheus is younger than the other Morpheus, or appears to be at least.
Yeah.
So that means this is a different iteration of the character, which means it must be a code.
Must be code. I like the far flung idea that it's more, Morpheus was hurt in the last movie, and he's in like a coma somewhere. He's incapacitated, and they have him plugged into the Matrix, and he chooses this younger avatar. I like that idea, but I do think that the more reasonable idea is that he is either a rogue program or agent, but either way, he's code.
Here's some interesting little tidbit about the Matrix. The helicopters that we saw in Venom 2, Let There Be Carnage, they weren't actually hunting Venom and Eddie. They were a part of the nearby Matrix 4 filming in San Francisco.
Uh-huh.
Isn't that crazy?
That's really cool.
So you can see part of what's happening in the Matrix 4. So there's going to be helicopters in Matrix 4.
Helicopters. And we don't hear that from the trailer.
That's true.
Remember, he's like controlling them. That's awesome though, man.
Yeah, that's kind of a neat little side note.
Yeah, I do like this actor a lot too. Like, I like him a lot. I loved him in Aquaman. I think he's going to do a great job. I just hope that the way they fit him into the story makes sense. I don't want it to be like they need, if let's say he's a rogue program, it needs to explain that, even if it's quickly, how he's a rogue program and how that works.
Well, I mean, I think his character would have to be on Neo's side in some way,
right? Or he's an agent acting like he's on Neo's side, or maybe he's a program programmed by the humans. Why can't the humans program a program?
I don't know. It would just feel very false to have this beloved character suddenly turn into a bad guy.
Right.
I wouldn't appreciate that. He's got to be part of the solution, part of the good guys. I mean, it would be an interesting trope to maybe show that maybe make it seem like he's a bad guy, and then we find out later that he's actually trying to fight for Neo.
That would make sense. This guy this actor actually often plays like someone who maybe starts off as an antagonist, ends up being a protagonist, or vice versa. He plays both sides a lot.
Huh.
So he's very good at it. Like he can do it. He can make you love him being the bad guy.
I can see him pulling it off.
Yeah. He did. He sort of pulled it off in Aquaman. Let's be real. You felt bad for his character. You understood his motivations. Never really understood Orm's, his brother's motivations, other than he just hated the surface world. Like, he was very, this guy's character in Aquaman was way more, deep, had way more depth than the actual villain. The actual villain was sort of one-dimensional. You understood this guy. Like, he was raised to be this pirate. His dad was a bad guy, but also a good dad, sort of weird in a weird way. And they had a code, and that code was broken when he killed his dad. And he's like, I'm going to hunt him. You understood his motivations, like you really did. And you weren't rooting for him, but you definitely didn't want him to die. That's for sure. That's
true. Yeah.
So it works.
Yeah, I agree. So we have to see what's going to happen here with Orpheus. But I thought it was neat that Yahya put this information out and it really gives us a peek into the movie, clarifying some information without telling us really too much about it, I think.
Yeah. That was another movie. Yeah. So he did Aquaman. He's in the next Aquaman, which is great. He was in Candyman. Yeah. He was in Watchmen, the miniseries, which he was good in. He was in an episode of Black Mirror, which is great.
What that episode that keeps popping up?
Yeah.
Every time we talk about him.
Yeah. Yeah. He was in some good stuff. The Get Down, the TV series, which I actually did. I watched a couple episodes. Not my cup of tea, but no, he's good. He's a good actor, man. And I think that I am excited about The Matrix. I do have some reservations. there are parts of the Matrix feels like a little bit of a cash grab, but if they can do this right, if they can actually pull off this movie where it makes sense canonically and it has a really good story, then they can reboot a whole new chapter for the Matrix movies. And I know people feel like rebooting movies, it sort of sucks, but I don't feel like they went far. I feel like the trilogy we got wasn't far enough. I mean, you could make a Matrix TV show and I would watch it, like crazy. So this could be the start of something new.
We're 2 months out now. So, we're going to know December 22nd. So that is that is going to definitely be a Christmas event for I think everybody.
Yeah. Let us know. Are you going to watch it with your fam? You guys excited about it? Or do you not care? Regardless, let us know in the comment section. Hit that like and the subscribe button on the way down if you already haven't.
Thanks for watching. To see the full conversation, become a member of the podcast family. Use the link in the description below or go to our channel and click the join button. Select your tier and we'll see you at the next show.